Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's 315 days until Christmas 2026. Oh, my goodness. Look, I hope you've had a wonderful week. It's been a somewhat difficult week for me, but boy, am I happy to be here talking about Star Wars with all of you. And look, I've got my guest with me. Peanut's back there. Where are you, Peanut? There she is. There's Peanut. Hello, Peanut. Yeah, hello. So we've got Peanut here. We've got you here. We're going to talk about Star Wars. We'll talk about that advertisement. I'm not even going to call it a trailer. It's not a trailer, right? I'm not going to call it a teaser. It's not a teaser. With that thing that happened Sunday night that everybody's been talking about all week is a sporting event ad. It's an ad in the middle of a sporting event. That's all it is. Does it have any real connection to the upcoming movie? Not too much, I don't think, but we'll talk about it. We'll get there in just a little bit. Let's say hello. I've been seeing a lot of my good friends here. We've got Nick. Hello. Happy Friday to you, Nick, and Brandon. Hello there. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. Thank you. And then there's Matt Risman. There he is. He boycotted last week's show because we had those reveals, and there were 2 special new figures added to the shelf right back here. Yeah, let's see. You can see it right. I added them right over here, just for Matt. They're right there. They're right there. Good to see you, Matt. Thanks for being here. Brandon, remember, please, yes, thanks for putting that there. I keep forgetting to do the thing. It's right here. I've got a button for that. Right there it is. Do these things, please. Let people know what we're doing. And, you all being here right now, interacting in the chat, that's one of the best things you can do. It raises attention. YouTube says, hey, this guy's got some people here talking to him. Great. That's wonderful. We've got Dale, good to see you. 2026 will be the build-up to 2027. In many cases, you're not wrong. In many, many cases, you're not wrong. Oh, Risman. Man, as shill as I am, and as hard as I try to get my shill card, I can't get it because there are some things that just make me crazy. This being one of them. Not an Oshamir. I'm not a shipper. To be honest, I'm not a shipper. Yeah. And Brandon, thanks so much. Nightmare Fuel. No. I love it. I absolutely love it, Matt. It's good to see you. Samuel, hello. Do you think this marketing is interesting? I was expecting a full trailer. There are 3 months to go. I am so glad you asked, Samuel. We are going to jump into that. Let me just bring this up. A good friend of this channel, a good friend of mine, somebody who I admire. I think the guy is just fantastic as a human. We've had discussions offline. There's times where you just need somebody who understands. And Bespin Bulletin has been back at it. He's been posting articles again. He's been doing all the good things. And you guys know that we've had Bespin on the show here. I've invited him, if he's out there, if he's available, to join us today. We'll see. But also Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net. Those guys are just fantastic when it comes to Star Wars news and talking about these kind of things. And I'll bring them up right here. I'm going to bring up Bespin's article because I think he covered it perfectly. And I think it makes the most sense. So let's just go back here. This is about the trailer, right? He said it failed to build hype. And let's get in here. And Dale says that it's about 60 days before. Let's read this article together because Bespin covers it perfectly. And he covers it absolutely perfectly. Even if I don't agree with him on everything, but he's spot on. Says the Super Bowl spot for Mando and Grogu was initially met with confusion and criticism, but comments on social media are not always a great point to use, especially when tens of millions of people saw the ad on TV. Right there's the point of it. Tens of millions of people now know. Everybody who was saying, well, look, I've talked to people, they don't even know that there is a movie. Well, they know there's a movie now. Oh boy, there is definitely a movie. They know about it now. It says now the hard data is in, and things are not looking great for the Star Wars films. And he says, spotted by Step, a new report from EDO, an ads film firm that Disney works with, has unfortunately revealed how terrible the Jon Favreau directed spot performed at the big game. To understand how the spot missed the mark, it's important to learn about EDO's reporting methodology, and he gets into that here. Each year, they rank Super Bowl adverts based on effectiveness and so on. Because according to the company, the EI for each advert is relative to the median performing Super Bowl ad, which has a score of 100. So the one that gets the average, it gets a score of 100. You get more than 100, you're above average. Less than 100, you're below average, right? So you get into there. It says an example is given if it has a 342, then it was 342% more engaging than median. So how did Mando-Grogu do? How did this little advertisement do? He says, now we know the ranking system. Let's dive into out of 97 adverts, Mando-Grogu ranked 43rd. Has an EI score of 104. So just above average. 100 is average, just this much above 104. Not great for a Star Wars. Right? For a Star Wars, you would hope that it would be 342. But no, it's 104. It says its placement is at the bottom of the list of ads that performed above average. It's 6th out of 8 in film adverts. And I would almost say that I don't know that it qualifies as a film advert. If you look at the other 5 or other 7, they're very different. They're very different, right? They tend to be more trailer-ish, right? Teaser-ish. This was neither a trailer nor a teaser, right? It was neither of those. But let's go on. It says, he makes that argument as well. It says, of course, if this was a traditional full trailer, it probably would have fared far better. And he's exactly right. That this was more of an artsy one and not the main trailer. However, this film needs some wins before its release in May. And he's not wrong. This Mando-Grogu movie needs some wins. And I think it kind of starts today and this weekend. We'll talk about it in just a moment. It says, it's got some ground to make up. It'll be interesting to see where they go in the coming weeks. We should be seeing another marketing beat this weekend. And that's true. There's a big toy thing happening this weekend. We've already seen tons of Lego stuff released, like yesterday, today, and so on. So there he goes. So the question is, and let's go back to Bespin's article, Bespin's page here. And there's another question that says, when will the trailer release? And this is where he's absolutely right. He says, it's been 6 months. When are we going to get it? Right? Many fans assumed that the Super Bowl will be a prime candidate. That didn't happen, right? The Hollywood trades kind of thought that was going to happen. People were speculating that it was going to happen. No and no, right? No, it didn't. He said, here it is. Typically, final trailers for major theatrical releases release 6 to 8 weeks before the release of the movie. Now, I saw yesterday or this morning, within the last 24 hours or so, we're 100 days from the release. 100 days. That's more than 6 to 8 weeks, right? You want to get down into that 60-day period. 60 days or less, right? 6 weeks is becoming more and more common. 8 weeks is sort of the top edge of it. We're way too early. Everybody's saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't think understand that it's too early. It's way too early. Like the movie releases in May. Yeah, we're within 3 months. Not yet, right? Wait for it. Wait for it. Slow down, right? There's going to be another trailer. It's going to come. Be patient. There's a plan, right? Lucasfilm has a marketing team. I don't like what they do. Don't get me wrong, right? Don't read this that I'm like saying I like it. I don't like it. This is the facts. There's things that you would want, and there's things that are real, right? I would want to win the lottery. For real, that's not going to happen. Does that make me sad? A little bit. But also my expectations were not that I was going to win. And I think that's the problem we have with the fandom, with this right now. And before you read me wrong, don't read me wrong. I'm not blaming the fans. The fans had an expectation. They had a hope, right? They were speculating, when are we going to get this ad? Star Wars is huge, right? We should be super excited for this movie. There hasn't been yet this big push. So when are we getting it? Oh, Super Bowl. And then there were these leaks and there were these rumors. Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. People turn into the Super Bowl and they're like, what was that? Holy smokes, that wasn't what? Especially if you're not here in the United States, especially if you haven't been following that sporting event, your entire life, and you don't know about the history of the Budweiser commercials and the Clydesdale horses pulling the, wagon. And that is a huge, like, traditional cultural thing related to that sporting event. Huge. If you're not here in the United States, you don't follow that huge sporting event, and you're not familiar with it, it completely gone, which is a problem. If you do follow it, you're like, oh, I see what they did there. It hit all the nostalgia beats that it needed to hit. We've got Tauntauns. We've got the Mandalorian. And look, Baby Yoda, Grogu, he's there. That's cute. and the ad it smacks directly of those old commercials with the Clydesdales and the wagon. You've got Tauntauns and a cart. It looks cool, right? It's fun. And know what else? You've got memories. You got all the member berries, right? You've got member berries that say, what's the best Star Wars movie of all Star Wars movies? Well, the vast majority of the fandom says it's Empire Strikes Back. What do we have with Empire Strikes Back? We've got Tauntauns, we've got snow, and we've got like speeders and stuff, right? The only thing that this didn't have are the AT-ATs, which are in the trailer that was released. So I think like this ad did what it intended to do. The problem is fans expected this and they got none of it, right? Wham, nothing. Complete letdown, smack down on your belly, not good. Knock the wind out of your sails. All your hopes, dreams, aspirations, gone. Just gone. Is that nice? That's not nice. And whose fault is it? Right? Is it the fans' fault because they had unrealistic expectations? Or is it Disney, Lucasfilm's fault because they didn't set expectations accurately, right? I would say, look, you're managing a brand, you're managing an IP that has a following that process is multi-generational following that globally. Right? Your brand is one of the most valuable brands in the entire world. And your fans are excited. Your fans love your IP. And when you are completely, let's back up just one step. The marketing team, advertising team, the communications team at Lucasfilm seem to have this attitude of tell them nothing. Tell them nothing. Zip it. And then when the fans come up with their own theories, right? They're left to reading tea leaves and the wind blowing and saying, oh, I think something's happening. And then it doesn't happen. That's because there's a vacuum. There's a void. There's no information. And they're clamoring. Fans are clamoring for information. Is that their fault? Is it the fans' fault because they're clamoring for information? They love this franchise so much that they want more? I don't think it's the fans' fault. Is it the fans' fault that they had expectations here and Lucasfilm delivered something that was way outside of the radar? No, it's not their fault. But is that ad a bad ad in and of itself? No, it was fun. I loved it. Great fun. Like, chill out, folks. Calm down. It is what it is. What it should have had is at the end that find the trailer for Mando-Grogu coming in theaters, blah, blah, blah. Right? At the end, it has that little thing. Mandalorian and Grogu coming only to theaters, May 2026. Great. Wonderful. Find the trailer. No, that wasn't there. There's nothing, right? So fans are left just, flat on their face, wind knocked out of their sails, completely dejected. What happened? Where is it? What's going on? It's not their fault. It's the marketing team at Lucasfilm, the communications team at Lucasfilm, the leadership team at Lucasfilm that think the best strategy for engaging with fans is nothing. You will give them nothing. And they'll have to deal with it. And when they quit listening to these other people who tell them things, then they'll be better off. Well, the people that are telling them the other things are also fans. People who are excited. People who want more. How about you just communicate with them? Say, hey, folks, here's the plan. We're going to give you just an amazing trailer. We're going to give you such a great movie. We're excited for it. We're hyped for it here at Lucasfilm. And we want to share with you guys all the good stuff, right? We want to share all the fantastic stuff that we're doing here. We're excited. You're excited. Let's share in our excitement together. But they have this wall between, right? You can know nothing. Because that's the rule here. We tell the fans nothing. Then they'll deal with it. Wow, that's not nice. That's not nice. Tell them, hey, we've got this fun, exciting ad coming in the Super Bowl. Trailer will be following in April. Wait for it. But you're going to get this fun ad this weekend. Everybody stay tuned during the third quarter of the big sporting event. We're going to have this ad, and it's a lot of fun. We're excited for it. We think you should be excited for it too. Wait for the trailer coming in April. Something like that. Now, how hard is it? Just saying. Just saying. All right. So there you go. This is why I don't get my shield card. I get in trouble. Go to Patreon. There are no ads, and my comment is under there. Oh, okay. Let me go to Dale's comment on Patreon. We have a fantastic. I try to make Patreon worth it for you guys. I haven't posted new content there in a long time. I hope to get back to it, but I just haven't had the opportunity here recently. Let's see. Where's your comment, Dale? Let's see. I don't have a notice of a message. I don't have a notice of a message, Dale. I'm looking for it. I'm on my dashboard, and there's nothing here saying, "Hey, somebody left a comment for you." I got nothing. I got no chats. I got no messages. I got nothing. All right. So there you go. All right. So there's that. Mumbo Jimbo. Hello. Oh, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Risman says, yes, the other movie adverts are very different. They're actually advertising their movies. Right. And it would be a mistake to say that this is a movie ad or a movie trailer, a movie teaser. This is none of that. This is an entirely different thing. And I think it's creative. I think it's fun. I think they did a great job of what they intended to do. The problem is they didn't tell any of us that that was their plan. And so we expected something entirely different. And shame on them, right? So they should only release one final trailer? Probably. That's my guess, is that we'll get one final trailer. And coming out of that trailer, we'll get these little, side cuts. And then the side cuts for these little TV adverts, there'll be an extra image or there'll be an extra bit. And that'll happen as it gets closer and closer. I tried, Matt. I do my best to earn my shield card. I don't know. I can't do it. For some reason, they won't send it to me. I don't know if they just don't have my address or, if I haven't qualified yet. Is there an application? I haven't found the application for your shield card. I've been trying, right? Sam, they should use that same teaser with some new moment in the Hoppers premiere like they did with Avatar. Yeah, I was seeing that's probably, and that's what Bespin said. Hoppers will probably get a little bit of thing. And if I go back to sharing my screen, you'll see he says, what would it be attached to? He says Hoppers is the latest effort from Pixar, released March 6th. That's going to be close. It's a little early, which he even mentions. It's a little early for the 6 to 8 week window, but they could do it. And Hoppers is not like the Zootopia, right? And this is good. He says, so they're seemingly willing to attach Mando material to films targeting a slightly younger audience. Well, that's what George Lucas kept saying, and he'd make people mad. Star Wars is for 10-year-old boys or 10-year-old kids. The problem is that fans grow up and they forget what they loved when they were kids, right? George would say that kind of stuff. And then Bespin says the biggest flaw in the logic of attaching it to Hoppers is it feels too early, right? Hoppers doesn't feel like a blockbuster release for Mando-Grogu. Zootopia 2 has gone over 1.8 billion at the box office, and they're nailing it, right? They got it in there, which is still way too early, but that was a trailer, and it was in some of the Fire and Ash releases, so a little too early. In the past, they release more frequently. They'd be attached to sporting events. So now we're thinking, okay, will it be an NBA regular season game? Or like maybe it'll be an NBA playoffs, NBA finals. I don't know. It's in the window. So could we see the Mando-Grogu attached to an NBA game, basketball, sports ball? Maybe. He says it feels possible. And again, it's all tried and proven method Disney and Lucasfilm have used previously, which could be an indicator. So there you go. I would expect it 6 to 8 weeks out, and will it be attached to a sporting event? Perhaps. Depends. I don't know. With Lucasfilm, I just don't know. Hi, Hadja. Hello. Hello to Peanut. Look, Peanut's still back here. Where are you, Peanut? There she is. She's still back there. She's hanging out. Yeah. There she is. Thanks, Hi, Hadja. Good to see you. It's KK's fault. Of course it's KK's fault. Everything is. It's Dave's fault. I can't wait until they name another new head of Lucasfilm. Star Wars fits. Hey, Kieran, thanks so much for reaching out this morning. I appreciate it, my friend. Really good guy. Some of the fans need to calibrate their enthusiasm and assumption, right? Most of the Disney Star Wars films have had the main trailer drop 2 months before. It's due in March. Right. Calm down. It'll get here. They sure didn't have any problem carting John Favreau out to peddle the new toys. Yeah, he's out there and he's teasing people as well. Hey, I've got this fun thing. We're going to do this. It's going to be fun. We don't know anything yet. In the next Mando trailer, it'll have a third Death Star. Well, it'll have to be a fourth Death Star. The third Death Star was already accounted for in the old, and George Lucas said it's canon. The Disney ride, right? You look it up. Look up the you can Google it. The Death Star 3. It's already out there. So it'd have to be Death Star 4, I think. Could have even directed people who didn't know about the movie already to the YouTube channel to see the old trailer. Yeah. It's, go watch the trailer. Exactly, Jim. That's fantastic. They could have just said at the end, to see the trailer, go to YouTube, something like that. Go to Bespin's page. Oh, okay. On Bespin's I see you're saying go to Bespin's Patreon. Where's Bespin's Patreon? I've got it out here somewhere. Where's Bespin Bulletin's Patreon? It's kind of sunk in my list because Bespin went on a big hiatus and I haven't seen it. So anyway, so let's see. Bespin's Patreon has my comment, right? Exactly what Peebs. Hello, hello, Peebs. It is exactly what George said. How long before they call him Dave Filoni? Those chuds are going to chud. Well, I'm going to talk about that too, Haja, and I'm glad you brought that up. The third Star Wars is in its Star Tours ride. Yeah, Matt knows about the third Death Star. So the real villain of the movie isn't the Imbo, but the marketing. Just kidding. Yeah, there you go. We've heard of the Shadow Council. The Shadow Council really is made up, of Disney marketing. Yeah, that's the Shadow Council. They do everything, secret behind closed doors. Yeah, they're shady people. I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay, I want to go back to this because Hodge is kind of right. Think about being a Star Wars fan in 2026. You're 12, 13, 15, maybe 20 years old. And you're like, man, that was fantastic. I'm going to go online and I'm going to go tell everybody how fantastic it was. And they go to their keyboard and they go to their favorite place and they say, hey, I just saw this Star Wars fill in the blank and it was fantastic. I loved it so much. This character's great. That character's great. The story was just amazing. Only then to be followed up by the horde coming in to tell you how stupid you are. What a loser you are and how you don't understand Star Wars. Obviously, you don't understand anything. You're a complete imbecile. Go away. Never talk about Star Wars again. That's what happens. How do I know? I met one of these people. I met just such a person. He was in his early 20s and he come up to me and we were talking about Star Wars. He said, I was watching this. I'm going to leave the details out. I was watching this. I loved it. I went online and I wanted to chat to people about the thing. And when they did it, you know what happened? They attacked him. And he said, I'm out. Not going to go online to talk about Star Wars. So who's left? Who's left online talking about Star Wars? Well, the people who complain about Star Wars for the most part. And so if you go to YouTube, you can get this impression that, everybody hates this. Go to Twitter, it's even worse. They definitely hate Star Wars. Star Wars is lost. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars has lost its way. That's the prominent message on all of these platforms. If you're a Star Wars fan, are you engaging with that? You might try to immediately be beaten down, told to go away, right? How do I know that? It happened to me. That happened to me. But you know what I did? I started a Star Wars channel. And I talk about Star Wars. And I love Star Wars. I love talking about Star Wars with you guys. Does that mean I love everything? No, I know it does not. But look, my opinions are my opinions. And most of my opinions are in the minority. And I get beaten up by Risman all the time. And I love it. He's a great guy. But he keeps me real. So does Kieran. These guys all love to just, haze Santa. After a third Death Star, there'd be no more Durasteel left in the galaxy. Thrawn kill. That's a good point. Shadow Council's identities revealed by Sam and Santa. I feel seen. Saw some stats the other day. Twitter is 74% bots, a pointless place. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. This is the fun part, right? You guys love me even when I'm wrong. I accept it, right? I'm wrong. My opinions are probably the wrong ones, but they belong to me. So I'm used to it. And I'm left-handed, so I use the wrong hand. I don't use the right hand. I use the wrong hand. And my brain thinks on the wrong side. I have wrong opinions. It's my life, but I live. I'm used to it. The critics only badmouth Star Wars because it gets the clicks. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's get back to Bespin. Here's some more Bespin. He's been releasing some fantastic news. So we covered a couple of his stories already. We talked about when's it going to be released, what's it going to get attached to. There's this one too. Lego Star Wars shows brand new Starship. We'll see that here in just a moment too. When will it release? Here it is. It failed to build hype. But it raised attention. And I'll tell you what, even the backlash is accomplishing the raising of attention, right? It's doing what it's supposed to do. Look, there's something else. New Star Wars Galactic Racer trailer. This is fun. And I was watching some other YouTube channels, and I saw TRB mention this. This ties in pod racing from the prequels to Jakku from the sequels, and you get to go online and play. Here it says, Dale says, "Am I buffering? I don't know. Are you, Dale?" Speaking of those Mando-Grogu leaks, I'm happy to see Sigourney's characters wearing two different outfits. We'll hope she'll have a larger role. Maybe. Oh, another lefty, and another lefty. Yeah, Matt's probably right-handed. That'd explain it, wouldn't it? It's good. Yeah, it's good to see Bespin back. Okay, so we've got this new game. It's a brand new trailer. Last night's PlayStation event. Right, so it's PlayStation. Lots of new gameplay from various planets. Quick, this and that. The new trailer. You want to see it? Go here. Let's and then welcome to the Galactic League. Right. This, since you're here, why not take a part in an exhibition race? And so you get to start. Look there. We've got pod racers. The junkyard kind of stuff. These are great. Everybody's ready to go. Let's race. Go. And so you get different places. You get different places. I think this is going to be a PlayStation. It says PlayStation. So I don't know if it'll be available on mobile or online. You'll probably be able to find it. But look, there's Jakku. You can see the wreckage of planets and things. The Battle of Jakku. The aftermath of the Battle of Jakku. You've got familiar looking vehicles. You got familiar looking. Look, there's pit droids. A familiar species. Oh, we've got the Falcon was there. We got all kinds of fun. Look, from Solo, that ship looked racer looked very similar to the one you see in Solo. We got snow. It must be Hoth. All these fantastic stuff. It looks like a great movie or a great trailer, a great game, right? Looks fantastic. So it says shows off plenty of high octane clips, gives us a little more narrative. Ends with Saboba and Ben Quadneros, right? We know them from the prequels, battling it out in the same location, the Phantom Menace's pod race. So back on Tatooine. Quadneros inclusions well received and more excitement around the game, doing what people have been asking. And then this is where you could tell he's British, right? Whilst not a long trailer, it certainly looks like the team over at Fuse Games made some strides in polishing the visuals. It's a reveal trailer in December. Locations look particularly stunning. The racer destruction, burnout, but in space. So there you go. There's Quadneros. And then it goes on. How about that? That looks great. Excited that game's coming. Let's go. In fact, let me go back here. Yeah. Is it on? It's on console, at least PlayStation. We'll see where else it comes from. Fitz is right-handed, but he's got a brother who's left-handed. Not Tatooine again. Yeah, Quadneros will save us all. So let's go back to Bespin because he's got more great stuff. Yeah, don't you use the word whilst in the U.S.? Not really. No. I can't remember the last time I heard an American, like in normal conversation, say whilst. No. I mean, it's a fine word. It's in the vocab. Just it's not part of the vernacular people typically use. John hints he'll exit Star Wars following Mando and Grogu's release, and then this is some of the games here. We've got, the Lego stuff. You can see the new. Let me just get down into it. Right, they have 5 new sets. They were the Funkos. Oh, what am I? I'm on the wrong. Okay, hold on. I lost my place. Let's go here first. These are the Funko Pops. Yeah. Then Mando-Grogu Funko Pop's been revealed, and it says the movie's coming out the 22nd. And then here they are. We got all these Funko Pops. Here's Mando with Grogu. Just a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah. So we got Mando and Grogu, Imperial Remnant AT-AT. We've got Grogu in the pram. Look, Grogu and Grogu. And here you get Zeb on the new Razor Crest. The different paint job. So it's a good time for folks to get one of those extra Razor Crests, HasLab Razor Crests out there. And there's Zeb again with his beaten stick. If you know Zeb, you know that stick. There he is. Look, here's Mando with Grogu again. And here's Mercenary Guard droid. There's a lot of things about these droids that are everywhere. There does seem to be a droid factory involved. And we know Anzellans, they work with droids and things. They're great for that. We've got an Imperial Remnant Trooper. Here's Grogu with some like Mantel mix kind of stuff. And what else? Here's Grogu again. Grogu with a new armor. He's got his Mudhorn shield right on his chest. You know? So there you go. Jim, what are you typing? It's not coming. I don't think this is what you're typing. There you go. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. This Mudhorn crest on his chest. I've seen this several places, and I haven't seen people talk about it too much. But again, Bespin breaks all this down for you. No Colonel Ward, but we do get a Mercenary Guard droid. Funkos are not the only ones revealing their offerings. There's more. But wait for it. There's more. Yeah. We go back to Bespin and pick up the next story. Oh, we've got more. Bespin's publishing as we speak. This is fantastic. So here's the Lego sets. And I'll point out in the Lego sets, we see the same sort of thing. Here's the new Razor Crest paint job, right? New to Razor Crest paint job. We've got, fun. There's Zeb. Here's Colonel Ward over here, right? Right next to me. Where is that? Right there. There's Colonel Ward. Right. Let's see if I can. Right there. There she is. Ha! There she is, Colonel Ward. Zeb's there. Look, Grogu's here with the Mudhorn shield on his chest. Mando's flying up above. And then we'll keep going. Here's Grogu with the AT-AT, a Mando. Right? We've got this. I'm going to guess this is going to be on Hoth. From everything I've seen, it looks very Hoth. And then we get some more figures. There's Grogu. These are brickheads. Grogu. He's got the Mudhorn symbol right on his chest. I haven't seen anybody talk about Grogu's new armor having the Mudhorn symbol right on his chest. I think that's a big story. Like, you want information about the movie? You're looking for leaks and trailers and stuff. This is a big one. The Mudhorn logo, the shield put right in the middle of his chest. That's new. That's absolutely brand new. Here we get Colonel Ward again. Now this is also the Anzellan starship. And you see, here's Grogu with the Mudhorn symbol on his chest. He's got that shield on his chest. Got an Anzellan, a B1 battle droid. But where's the B1 battle droid come in from? Why do they have a B1? Is that in the movie? It's hard to say. With Lego, don't expect these to be canon accurate, right? Don't expect it to follow the story exactly. However, chances that we'll see a B1, I think, are greatly increased. Greatly increased. So there's their starship, and we've got the X-wing with here we go, Colonel Ward again. We got an R2 unit, another pilot. I saw Meg talk about this earlier. We already know that we're going to get Dave Filoni, Trapper Wolf, as an X-wing pilot. That's happening. I can tell you that 100% for sure. That's happening. You know what else? I believe, and I just can't confirm it, but I absolutely believe that Carson Teva is another X-wing pilot in the movie. Thirdly, I think we're going to get one or two other of the directors that we had from the Mandalorian series also show up to be pilots. So expect one or two additional cameos in addition to Dave, Trapper Wolf, and Carson Teva. Probably one or two more of those in there as well. So there's that. So what else has best been published? He posted brand new. This one came out just moments ago. John hints he'll exit Star Wars following Mando and Grogu. Well, this isn't to be turned into a negative story by any means. This should be seen as a natural evolution. Yeah, I think it's Carson Teva in the Lego X-wing photo. Yeah, Carson is in the X-wing Lego set. He's definitely in the movie. Yeah, I only hesitate because I don't want people to think too much, right? It could very well just be a passing shot in a background. I don't know. And so I hate to talk about their involvement when I don't know too much about it. Will he be in it? I expect him to be in it. I also expect a couple of the other directors to be in it. From what I hear, there's 3 or 4 X-wing pilots. If Trapper Wolf is one, Carson Teva is one, maybe Colonel Bishop. I'm not sure. But also, I think we're going to get one of the other directors. So Rick Famuyiwa, or we might get Deborah Chow. One of those. Maybe both. I think. Anyway, let's see what he says. John, the creator of Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian, director of the upcoming Mando-Grogu movie, And the creator of that teaser ad, earlier today, Disney hosted a special event. They unveiled a slate of new merch, which Jon Favreau attended. Favreau spoke about differences on making for the TV versus movies. He did not share many plot details, but did share that more clues will be revealed to the world soon. Yeah, wait for it. You got to get into that 6-week window, possibly hinting future trailer release, something fans have been itching for in recent weeks. Yeah, get out some ointment. I'm just telling you, if you're itching for that trailer release, you should get some ointment for it. Just wait. It's not coming. Not anytime soon. Hey, I see that, Joel. Thank you so much for the chat. I will give you something soon. Just a second. However, the most interesting thing, at least, was Favreau seemingly sharing he might be ready to move on. Per Polygon, he said, "I've been working on Star Wars for 7 years and able to step up doing it as a film seems like a culmination of what I'm working." So why would he leave now? Why would he leave? The first season aired over 7 years ago. There's no wonder he's dropped. Now, I'm going on a side thing in my head. He already said he had season 4 already sitting on his desk to do whenever they greenlit that. Will they do it? Will he just hand that over and let somebody else do it? Will he do season 4? Will there even be a season 4? We don't have answers to any of that. Says Favreau gave fans 3 seasons of Mando, introduced to 2 iconic characters, Din and Grogu. He wrote the Book of Boba Fett, produced Ahsoka and the Skeleton Crew, and Mando-Grogu's coming to cinemas. So I wouldn't see it as like John's not getting his way, so he's leaving. I don't think anything like that. I think that'd be a wrong way to read it. Joel, thank you so much for the super chat. It means the world. I can't tell you how important these are to this show and how important this is to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Do you think the low energy marketing is intentional? First answer, yes. I'll get to more in a second. Disney Lucasfilm telling us this is not meant to be a big event, but fun kids movie. They don't expect this to be a big $1 billion hit. I'm going to say they do think it's going to hit. Zootopia went to $1.8 billion. Zootopia is not in my wheelhouse, right? It's not in my radar. I never saw an ad for Zootopia. Didn't show up on my YouTube. It didn't show up in my Facebook feed. I didn't see it in Twitter. I didn't see Zootopia 2 in any marketing whatsoever, anything related to me, anything I watch. Didn't exist. How did it do $1.8 billion in the theater? It's because they're marketing to a different group, not 58-year-old Star Wars fans sitting in the basement running a YouTube show with a full-time job as an Oracle programmer. Right? That's not who they're marketing to. They're marketing to kids, young kids, and they're marketing to the parents, the families of those. I think that they understand the attraction to Grogu, Baby Yoda, hits with normies in a very, very big way. The interest, the excitement, to go buy a ticket to watch a movie for those people is much, much higher than somebody who's deep into the lore of Star Wars, looking for mature stories involving characters with a lot of depth and gravitas and moving the lore and the story of the era forward. Those of us who are in that space are not the core audience they're looking for. We are, and I just kind of loosely say that, we are the folks that put the icing on the cake. Maybe a couple of sprinkles on top of the icing. That's us. The cake, the core, the thing that people that they're making this for, that's going to like create the audience, is not us. It's the kids. And $1.8 billion of revenue show up at the theater for that? I don't think so. But will it go over 600 million? I think it very well could. Will it be under 500 million? No way. No way. Not gonna. No way. It's impossible. It'll be over 500 million. Absolutely. This is just me. It's gonna go over 500 million, 600 million. It may go over 1 billion. Not sure. And remember, the marketing happens in 6 weeks. The 6 weeks leading toward. We're outside of 6 weeks right now. We're just down to the double digits, like 99 days until the release of the movie. So we're more than 3 months out, 90 days. We're more than 3 months out. This isn't the time. This isn't it yet. It's coming. We're going to get it. And when we get it, I'm going to show you some more stuff here in a moment. It's going to be overwhelming. Absolutely overwhelming. I'm going to show you. There's proof. Oh no, 7 years is a long time. I'd happily have another 7. Me too. I Haja. We're on the same page, my friend. Seth, never heard any buzz about Zootopia 2 until it already hit 1 billion. See, there's my point. There's my point. Family films form a big part of the mainstream cinema experience nowadays. True. School kids have not forgotten Grogu exists. This is true. I would see them at Christmas when they come visit Santa Claus. And I would say, who's your favorite characters? When asked, Mandalorian and Grogu, high on the list. Very high on the list. Fitz! Wow. Oh, you didn't have to do that, Karen. You're a good friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're fantastic. What a great friend. What a great person. I love you, my friend. Thank you. Baby Yoda is known globally. Yes. Grogu is all over schools everywhere. That's true. Let me share the screen again because there's more. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Let's do this. Latest news. Let's get to this. And then I want to show you something. New Black Series and Vintage Collection figures revealed. Now, I collect Mando-Grogu Vintage Collection figures. I'm excited to read this. So let's see what he has. They've kicked off New York Toy Fair by revealing the latest wave of Black Series and Vintage Collection figures. We've got Mando and Grogu. For people that don't have enough Mando and Grogu, here's another Mando and Grogu. Anything in here of note? I don't see the Mudhorn crest on his chest. To me, it looks primarily like the stuff we've had, except there's this cool sword in here. I haven't seen that sword before. Not sure what this is. And this big rifle. This is new. The rifle, the sword are new. We got a vibro blade. That's been there. The pistol's been there. Backpack's been there. They look the same. So there's that. What's the next one? We've got an Imperial Remnant AT-AT driver. Here we go. This is going to be great. Fitz, have to go. Have a great weekend. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Here's an Imperial AT, another AT-RT driver. He's got more of a scout trooper kind of helmet. And then what else do we have? Colonel Ward. Looking very serious, very stern. Look at that face. I don't think I can. Let me see if I can. Nope. That's the best I can make it right there. She looks very stern. Very stern. Let's see. What else do we have? Why did that go like that? Imperial Stormtrooper Remnant. I thought I was looking at these different. And then here's another Imperial Remnant Stormtrooper. He's got some rusty armor down here. Pixelated. I know. We'll get better images. Go follow us. Right. Go to our. Go to the Discord, and you'll find higher res pictures there. Also, follow Bespin Bulletin. You should. So there's those. What else we got? Vintage collection. What do we have? There's a deluxe set. Now, deluxe set means you just get to pay more for it. But there it's got the sword and the rifle that we saw. Same Grogu and Din Djarin. So there you go. More more Grogus and Din Djarins to add. What else? IG-11. This is the Navarro, what's it? Marshall. Navarro Marshall. Glad I saw this. This IG-11 Navarro Marshall is something that I've been holding on to for a long time. Some of you who follow me and attend our members only messages, I've shared for a long time that the new Marshal of Navarro is going to be IG-11. But I've heard he gets a new nomenclature, and that's probably going to be revealed later. But you can see he's been painted differently. He looks a bit different here. I knew he was coming to be the Marshal of Navarro. Will he get the robe? Good question. Oh, I don't know. But I hear he gets a new nomenclature, no longer 11. When he was going with he had the insert where Grogu was riding around with the yes, yes, no, no. I believe they called him 12, IG-12. And I heard that he is going to get another nomenclature of 13. So this may end up being released on another card after the movie releases with additional information as IG-13. Just saying. I could be wrong. I don't know for certain. Wonder if the sword's is permanent replacement to the Darksaber. Good question, Nick. Yeah, or is that just for a certain scene? Really good question. What else do we got? Imperial Remnant AT-AT driver. Oh, we get a builder pack. Fantastic. I love builder packs. Yeah. Look, we see this stormtrooper with the different armor on his leg. Look at that. What do we got here? Come on. That one expands. Oh, what did you do, Bespin? Let's get this one. Here's, oh, look at that. Fantastic. You see the stand here to hold this up so there's like running. I love that. How cool is that? This guy's not wanting to, he's not wanting to get bigger. Let's just blow it up this way. Imperial Remnant Snowtrooper. There we go. Snowtrooper. Fantastic. So let's take it back down. See what else does Bespin have here. I think that's it. He has here. I want to show you. I mentioned merch is coming. And such a huge, huge wave of merch is coming. Look here. StarWars.com. And Matt Risman, thank you for posting this link. The Toy Fair is coming. The Most Wanted campaign unveils first merchandise for The Mandalorian and Grogu. StarWars.com. This is where these Funko images came from. So we've got Funkos, right? We talked about that. Look, here's a new Grogu, Mandalorian and Grogu. He says different phrases, 50 plus phrases. I think this is a spoiler, my friends. All right. I think this is a spoiler. 50 plus messages. I can't read what they say. But one thing that I heard is that you're going to get some development of Grogu. 50 plus phrases. This to me is a huge leak. It's a huge reveal. Again, you can't take toys necessarily to be like absolutely accurate. However, Grogu's going to be talking. He's got some things to say. And he's going to be saying them. 50 plus phrases. And you can see on the box here, there's some examples of the phrases he says. We can't see the back of the box or anything like that. He's talking. He's talking. He's going to be talking in the movie. What's he going to say? So we've got that. Yeah, Jim. 50 plus phrases, which are all variations of coos and goo-goos and gagas. Is it a little much? I think you're right. He's going to speak. I had heard that he's got things to say, right? So we'll find out. Here's a remote control AT-AT. That's kind of fun. A remote control AT-ST, or that's not. What is ATST? I think it is. So you got that. Oh no, it's a ATRT. ATRT. Remote control. That's fun. We've got plushy images. Things. We've got Lego stuff we've already seen, but there's a nice picture right there. Here's Grogu with the Mudhorn shield. People aren't talking about. Where are the people talking about the things? These are huge, right? Meg, please tell me you're covering this. These are big reveals. Grogu, over 50 phrases. The new Mudhorn shield on his suit. And the other stuff we've already kind of gone through. These are big. I think it's big. Here's Mando-Grogu Ice Planet Chase. It's fun that they say Ice Planet. I think it's probably Hoth, but we'll find out. There's the Ice Planet Chase. There's more. We're not done. Mando-Grogu Ice Planet Chase by Moose. Here's Pop Mart. Pop Mart. We've got Grogu and Grogu, and here's a Grogu. We got 3 more Grogus here. One with the Mudhorn shield on his chest. Grogu and Grogu taking a nap, and another Grogu here. So many Grogus. The Mandalorian cookbook is coming. For those of you who need to know recipes, look, the marketing's coming. It's coming. I promise you. Just chill, right? Put some salve on the itches. You're itching for the trailer, so am I, right? But put some ointment on it. It's going to be a while. We'll get there, right? First words. This is the way. Sounded like he tried to say it to me in the series, Bo and Mando, in the cockpit. I think I've mentioned this before. I think the childlike behavior is something that kind of builds into the species. We saw Yoda do it on Dagobah, right? Mine, right? Just fighting over the candy bar. We've seen Grogu. I think that the childlike, he's 50 years old. The kid can talk. The kid has been trained in the Jedi Temple. He's got skills. He knows how to use the Force. Him acting as a toddler is completely uncharacteristic of somebody who's been trained to use the Force at the Jedi Temple. I'm convinced, and I know they age slower. I'm convinced he could talk. I'm convinced he's got some lightsaber skills to a degree, and then he's got a vocabulary. We're going to hear some of it. I'm just convinced of it. There are 2 of them. There are more than 2. There should be more Grogus. Yeah, definitely not enough Grogus. Frogs on toast? No thanks. Yeah. So look, the marketing's coming. The ads are coming. I promise you. They're coming. Just wait for it. Right? Wait for it. His seclusion in dark past is why he's not talking. That's right. It's some PTSD stuff going on. That defense mechanism, like not going to talk. So there's that. How exciting is that? 6 to 8 weeks out. We're at day 99. We got to get to day 60 and less. About day 45, day 50. We got a ways to go. We have a ways to go. Not going to come out this weekend. I feel his speech and infantile behavior are related to his obvious PTSD in Order 66. That's what's happened. Yes. Look, we're on the same page. Lefties unite. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, that covers the bulk of the news. I think I've covered all the points. I want to finish the Lego AT, the Gingerbread Lego AT. And I want to address your comments. I want to make sure that let me find. I lost the Lego Gingerbread light my bricks. Oops. I got to get the instructions again up here. There we go. Here it is. I'm going to pause it where I was last week. We're going to get back. This is the ways to go. Oh, a long ways to go. Yeah, be patient. That's all I'm saying. Be patient. And you know, folks, my expectations weren't met either. I hope I discussed that in a way that makes sense. I wish Lucasfilm's public communications, PR, all of that were better. I wish they didn't have this attitude of seclusion, isolation, and you'll know nothing. I wish they were more transparent, open, communicative, and interactive with their fans. The fans love you. The fans. I know that there's a lot of fans with a lot of bad things to say, but they want more. Right? Play with it. All right. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, you go that way, you rusty innards will be malfunctioning within a day. 3PO. You nearsighted scrap heap. You guys are great. So we're going to transition now. I'm going to let you, if you just staying for the news, you want to stay current on what is going on and get that we've covered it. Bestman Bulletin's back, baby. He's back. That's exciting. Thank you so much, Bestman, for what you're doing. We're happy to see you. And we're going to switch now to the Light My Bricks, this Lego set that I have, and we're going to finish it. There's one more light string, there's a control board, and a plug. That's all I've got left to do, and this will be done. So I got to go get milk. It'll probably only be 10 minutes at the most. Okay, well, we're going to switch over to that. Thank you all for being here. Again, if you got to go, I perfectly understand. Please, do the things. Like, share, let folks know what we're doing here. I would truly, truly appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And let other folks know, come and join us, right? Get engaged in the discussion here. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Here in the United States, we have President's Day on Monday, so it's a 3-day weekend holiday for many of us. I hope you enjoy your holiday weekend. We'll see you next week. For those of you that can stick around, we're going to keep talking about Star Wars. We're going to keep talking about the topics you want to discuss. I'll be watching the chat and interact with you, and then we're going to finish this thing. We've got this thing. We've got to light it. There's only one more step to do, and we were working on it last week. And I just share with you, I did one of them. There's 2 of these light strips, and you run the lights through right here. There's the light right there. There's one extra light that'll go on the ship, and then each of these have an LED underneath it. Right. So now all of these Christmas lights have an LED underneath. And then out the other end is the tail with the controller on it, right? So this is going to plug into the control board, and that will control the lights, coming on and flickering and all that. So we're going to do the other one together so you guys can see how it works. And then we've only got one step to do after that, and it's putting everything together, plugging everything into the control board. Giving Darth Vader his sword, his lighted saber, all of that. So here's the light string we need to put on. That's the last one. And then we got Vader's lightsaber. But first things first, I've got to take off all of these bricks. These studs all have to come off. And they're kind of difficult to get off. But this tool, if you use it just right, this thing, and you plug it into the top and you lever it just right, it picks that off. There it goes right there. And then you can set it aside, right? So red, and then put this in here and we lever it, comes off there, and then we set it aside. I'm just going to lever these off. The way this tends to work that I've found is if you put it on there, and then it's got a little ledge on the inside. And so if you lever it down so that, this microphone, you lever it down like this and it pulls that off, right? If you lever it up, a lot of times it just comes loose. It doesn't do anything. So we'll do that. And I'll take all these off, right? So lever down, green comes off, right? Lever down, get the red off. Yeah, boom, really easy, right? Off they come. Green comes off, and yellow, blue, and red. These all off. Here's yellow, and here's blue. And one more red. And I'm going to try something here. Because I keep looking up, and it looks like these look really tiny to you guys. Let me see if I can do this. If this arm will cooperate. If I can bring this down. Down, 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 down. And give you guys a little better view. That's the best I can do. Okay. Got it closer. So now we got to take this strand. And the way this works is, as I mentioned before, there's one end of this strand that has a control on it. Oops. And you can see it right there. Oh, come on. Focus on my hand. Focus there. There it is. See the control chip? And that control chip goes there. And then on the other end, there's an extra light that you leave sticking out. Okay. There's the extra light sticking out right there. And the first step is to take this light right here. Oh, come on, focus on my hand. There you go. This light diode here. And this goes underneath that first right here. So we need this tail sticking up and out. And then we take the red light and we stick it right down on top of that and squeeze it. Whoops. Put it right down on there and squeeze it in so that it holds that in place. Right? Just like that. Boom. Right? The red's on. Then we've got a whole bunch of string before we get to the next light. What they tell you to do is just wrap it around this core. This. Wrap it around until you get it down to the point. They say like 3 times. I've found that sometimes it's more like 4 times. So see, there's 3. And when I come up the 4th time, oops, I'm sorry. You guys couldn't see me do that. I got it out of screen. I set it right on top. And we're going to take the next brick here. And we're going to lock it down by setting it right on top. Like that. Boom. And then we've got a bunch of string here. And we're just going to wrap around this. Around we go. That. Now I've got another light. Ready? I'm going to set the light. Oops. Let's set the light right on top. Hold it down with my thumb just for a little bit. And take the light brick and push it down. Come on. There. Come on. Come on. It's okay. That's what Peanut says. Peanut goes, come on. I'm just mocking her. Oh, that's not wanting to go. Okay. I think the light diode is in the way here. I'm going to try moving the light diode just a little bit and see if I can get it to snap in there. There it goes. All right. And then we're just going to wrap. Like I said, for me, it's like the 4th time. And their instructions, it said the 3rd time. But the 3rd time doesn't seem to be quite enough. At least in my experience here. Working with the last one. So I need to get that light diode centered in there. I'm going to take this green one. I'm going to put green right on top there. Oops. Didn't get it locked in before I let go. There it goes. Now it's locked in. All right. And now we've got this red one that's in the middle. Oh. There we go. And we're just going to keep wrapping this thing. And this one, it's kind of bigger. See how these others are? This one kind of is a little bit different. It's up just a little bit different. So I found that not always the same like distance. And I'm going to take this and set it up there. And then this red one goes right in the middle here. Middle. Come on. Right there. There we go. There's red. We're halfway done. Past halfway. Now we just go to do the other side of it. Wrapping as we go. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Get the tail. Wrap. And then put the light diode on top. Like that. And then we go green again. Green. There, lock that one on. And around we go again. Untangle. Angle. We don't want knots in the string. Gotta get this. I got this little knot here trying to. And then around we go. We just wrap this on the piping. And I think they did a good job. It's white. If you look close, you can see, of course, the wires on there. But as far as like, hiding the magic, I think they did a pretty good job with the white and that. So after green, we go yellow again. And, there are all kinds of different companies that do these brick lighting things. This is Light My Bricks. It's the only one that I've tried. And they seem to have their act together. They do one for that big Death Star. I see Molly and Alex are working on. I'm not a channel that's ever going to be able to afford that Death Star. But I can do this. These little projects. And this is the first one. I felt like, this thing comes with these lights, Christmas lights, and they're not lit. I was like, well, that seems a little odd. Like, if you're going to have a gingerbread AT-AT, and you're going to put Christmas lights on it, it'd be great if they lit up. Peanut, what are you saying woo to, huh? Let me get this. Okay, I've got that. I got to put the blue stud on here. Lock this in. And then I got one more to do. But I've got another crimp in the wire I got to work out. Get that out. There's another crimp. That out. Make sure that the wire's nice and straight, but no crimps in it. There we go. Last light on the string. Just wrap around here a few times. Then we get it the right length. That's a little too short. So then I just take this, set it on top. The red on there. Just like that. There we go. And there's the tail. So now we've got both of these light strings done. And let's see what the next here. Focus, follow camera, follow. Here, follow this down. Stay focused on this. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm going to play the video. The first thing we do is we need to get the roof here, and we're going to take a light string, and we're going to start set this aside. We're going to start up in the corner up here. We've got this light hanging off, right? This is a light right here. Jim, if you were to light up another set, would you get the same light brand or a different one? Jim, let's see how this turns out. Right now, if I were to guess, I would say I'd probably use the same one, but I'm not sure. And that's only because this is the only one that I've done. I want to see how it looks when it's all done. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. This goes there. Oh, wrong side. And then this goes over there. All right, so plug this in here. And this loops around. And then I think this blue. I think this. Where's this? Hold on a second. I just let it play. Let it play. I think this goes up to hit a second. I may have to go back to the instructions. I think this goes right below the green right here. There. Oops. Son of a gun. I just pulled this whole thing loose. One thing that I would do different, and that's just because I've already seen, like, this is making me crazy. If I could do the lights at the same time that I'm doing the construction, so that you don't have to do the take apart. The take apart has been extremely frustrating to me because these pieces are coming loose, just like that, right? It's like taking the whole thing, and it's so frustrating to try to put it together. And as you're trying to put it together, it's coming apart. And I'm like, stop, that's no fun. I want this to stay on, and coming apart is not my idea of a good time. I'm not sure, what am I doing wrong here? And see, that's the problem. Like, this whole thing has just come apart in my hands. And I'm like, okay, so how do we fix it? I'm just going to look at the one opposing it. See, there we go again. I'm going to look at the one opposing it, and I'm going to mirror. Okay, so if this goes here, like this, let me set this down. So this has been the worst part of it, is it comes apart, and then I'm like, wait. All right, so this goes here. Oh, this, okay, wrong. Hold on. No, messed up again. First things first. And it's actually, this one up here is the same as the one down here. And so this, yeah. Where's my bricks? This is going to go this way. This is supposed to go in between like that. Oops. Let me get this up where you guys can see, because this thing's making me crazy. Let me take this off. All right. So I'm just mirroring the top, and the top has okay. There's this white. This white here is going to go here. And we've got this brick. So this is going to go here. Like that. And then that doesn't even look right. Doesn't look right. I've got this. And this should go off the end. Like there. There we go. Okay, that looks right. And then after this, we got another one of these. And after that, then we get this. Right? This should angle this way. Yep, like that. Okay. And then there's this piece here with the thing on it. All right. So this is going to lock these together. There. That locks all those together. See? Hey, Nick. Good evening. Good evening. Thanks, Nick. Let's see. This is going to get back on here. The taking apart is the worst part. I wish I didn't have to take it apart. If it and I looked at the instructions, like I knew I was going to do this, and the only instructions they have is the YouTube video. So I might look into other places that make these and see if I could see if I could get a different set that doesn't require me to take it apart after the fact. I think this just goes on here. The taking apart after the fact is definitely no fun. That's not the answer. Not the way. The taking apart after the fact is not the way. So I'm trying to do this, right? Trying to make this. So looks like it goes different than that. Like it goes. Oh, it doesn't even go on this. That's the problem. It attaches to something else. It attaches to something else. This looks like it's attached to, see. Okay. All right. We need to attach this to that. This white piece will go on last. This will attach here. There we go. Like that. There we go. Now turn this back over. And now this is going to go on this. There we go. All right, we're back to square one. And then this attaches, I think, right here. So there's the lights and that strand. Good night. That was a hassle. All right, so I got that on. Everything's back together. And then it had me flip it around. And this piece is going to go up here next to the green one. It's right here. I'm missing a piece. No, I'm not. Let me see. Pink, green, green, pink, red, red. Let me see something. I'm gonna play this. Let me see if I can share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me go here. Screen share. There you go. There you go. That's better. So let me back it up just a little bit. And they show attaching this. This is this part right here that I did. Attach that. I'm just going to follow it. And then they attach the red piece. Okay. Right next on the left. Okay. So I got it on the left. And then this goes up and they attach that right next to the green. Oh, I'm up. I'm down too far. Right next to the green. All right. So they did that. Now. Oh, I see. Now they're showing what to do with the leftover. The leftover, you're supposed to take that, slide it under, pull it through, and then to flip it over. All right, so let's go back here. I'm going to take this, and they showed right underneath here with it. make sure I got the right side. Just a second. Yeah, this side right here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go right underneath here, like that. Stick it through, pull, and then flip this over. Right here. All right. So I'm caught back up with them. And then let's see what they do. Flip it over. Get back here. Get back to. I've got it flipped over the same way they have it. Come over right next to the red. And then we're going to, okay, so we've got to take this piece off. Right here. I'll take this. Okay, there we go. They showed. Oops. Okay, oh wait, I went forward too far. Back up. This goes over, and then that goes on. All right, so let's go back here. So I've got it flipped over. I got this. I took this off, put this on, and this holds this down, right? So now I stick this on here, like that, and that leaves this little piece here. Okay, oops. Come on, stay together. There we go. We got our little light piece right there. Okay. Play. I lock this on, leave the light diode right there, and then flip it over. All right. Put the light diodes right here. Mine. And I'll flip it over this way. How they have it. Like this. And now let's flip back over where you guys can see. Screen share. Play. All right. This seems like it's playing fast. I'm going to just slow it down. All right. So now I take this. And the red piece goes here. This down and around. This goes here. See. I did that by jumping too much. This last piece goes, I can't see. They went too fast. Goes right next to the green. There we go. There we go. Now. Yeah. Yeah. You can hear Peanut. He said, woo. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now it wants us to do the same thing where we flip it over. Yeah, and do this. Okay. So I can do this. I know what they want. They want me to take this piece here. And we're going to take the string that's left over, stick it underneath there. Slide right underneath here. Right? Here, Peanut. Hello. All right. Dale says, I never left you. I took you with me. I'm out with the dog. Fantastic, Dale. We've seen Dale walk his dog before. So this goes over. We're going to flip the thing over again. Right? Just did what they did. We're going to flip it over again, and I'm going to do the same thing. All right. So let me put this back to quick close up, and I'm going to pause it and do the same thing. So I need to take off. So this just isn't done the same. Something's different. Maybe I put Okay, just a second. I think I put the light string on backwards, so I'm just going to flip it so that I think I got the wrong end on. Let me go back. Let me go back because I'm not convinced that something doesn't seem right to me. Let's see, because there's the two ends, right? I've got the long string one here, and they have it on the left. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna go back here. Make sure. Okay. I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to go back to mine because mine. Okay. I'll go back to mine here. Yeah. Totally close up it. And they've got this plug sitting right next to the red one right there, like that. And then, of course, this red one in the middle goes like here. You get that nice little wave going. There we go, like that. Yep. There we go. Now it matches. I have another part. I have two more parts come loose, but we'll put those back on. All right. So now I can flip it over, and we line up. Okay. So let me get this. I'm gonna stick this down underneath here. Run it through. Get on the other side, and now I can take this piece off right here. And then once I get that off, I can wrap it down like I did the one on the other side. So this just goes under here, and I want the diode sticking up. I'm going to take it so that I get the diode sticking up. That. And then I need to take the piece here, lock it down. Yep, lock this down. There we go. All right. So I'm going to let this play again, and we'll see what happens. So they flip it over. They do this. And they put that piece back on. And I need to see something. Okay, so this is all the same. I think we're going to fix something over here. Okay. Let that play. Yeah, I got to get this white piece here. It's on the end. This white piece here. It's on the end. This coming apart business it's the worst. I don't like it. Okay. All right. So they have that. You lock it down. Now what do? Yep. I've got my diode same place. Got all this. Now we go to the other side. Okay. So I'll show you. I've got this right here. I'm going to come over here. We got these long strings got to deal with. This is we're almost there. Long string. Of course, they're gonna have me take this off. Okay. So I'm gonna go under, pull it through. Go under, pull it through. Like this. back just a hair. Back to the screen share. Under, pull it through. And they have me go back over and go around this. Yep. And then I've got to pull. Okay. Let's see what they did. Okay. I'll switch back over to toy close up. I've got that pulled through just like they had. This long string. And then they had put this round disc back on here to hold that down. Now, of course, this all came loose again. There we go. All right. There we go. I did that. Now we go back to screen share and we see what do they do. Lock it down and pull this across. Great. Now we take off this little red piece. Got it? They want me to take this along the edge. Now take it back over. Okay, I see. All right, pause it, go back over to the toy close-up. I've done that. I've run it right across through there. I'm going to take the little step piece and put on top. Hold that down. Okay, so there. Got this held down and my string's coming this way. All right, so we'll flip back over to screen share and I'll run this way. All right, got that. Now what? You want me to do the same thing on the other end? Let me rewatch that. Okay, to have it. Hold on. Up just a little bit more. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Dale. All right. Come back over here. Take that pink piece off. Yep, I already did that. You want me to go down through. Pull it. Yep. And go. Center. Like this. I'm going to pause it there. All right. Wrapping and winding wires. Yeah. So we come back here. I got that part done. I got a little kink in my wire. I was following along as they did it. So I got the kink out of the wire. Now, I'm going to push this down through here. And I'm going to put the disc back on top to hold it down. Right, the disc is back on top to hold it down. Of course, then that means all this comes off again. Take all this back on. Quit. Quit coming loose. Okay. There we go. Got all that on. And then I already know this is going to come. Well, let's let it play. I'll just, because I don't want to screw it up. Right. I got the disc on. Once you get disc on, I'm going to pull the red piece off again. Put it to the side. I'm going to run this right along the end, around the edge, pull it through, and then put the red piece back on top to hold it. Okay, I've done that. I'm following along just as they did it. I did it. Exactly the same. And I've got the red brick on top, just as they just did. I did it the same time they did. Right? So lock it down. Now, so here we go. Way close up. I've got all that done. And they've got it now flipped back over. And they're getting ready to go to the next step. So let's follow along. Let's see. Oops. I've got a little situation here. This guy locked. Okay. Up. First, then this thing came off, which means my wire came loose. Okay. Get this put back on. Yeah, I'm not a fan of taking them apart. Taking it apart to put these back on is not cool. That's not cool at all. I've about had it with all this nonsense. This is terrible. Not fun. I'm not having a good time. I want this to go back on. This is going to lock back on. And then that wants to come loose again. Hold on. I've got this all jacked up right here. Gonna put toys together. He doesn't take them apart. Yeah, this is why we have elves. Elves are the professionals. Leave the toy building to the professionals. They know what they're doing. And Santa obviously doesn't. That's the moral of the story. Leave the toy building to the elves, Santa. What are you doing? The elf union says, Santa, this is our job. You are terrible. And I would have to agree at this point. I'm just terrible at doing this. I can't. I'm incompetent. So the elves have a point. They definitely have a point. Like, Santa, this is not your thing. Okay, wrap this back around. This back around. Put this back on top. Okay. Wrap this around. This guy goes back on top. Lock that down. Got a snap. Now flip this back over. Okay. We got this wire and that wire. We're good. Goodness. Okay. We've got these two wires. All right. And so they're showing, pull these wires out. Here we go. I'm caught back up. We got everything put back together. Mine it looks like theirs. Let's flip back over to the screen share. All right. Pull the wires, which I've done. And then set the lid back on top, locking it in place. And then, okay, we're going to do that. We're just going to do that much. Let's go back to the toy close-up. I need to take the base here. And with the green goes this way. Red and green, and this goes this way. And we take this whole thing and put it right over the top like this. Lock it down. I pulled these pieces through like they said. Right? I need to have these out where I can reach them. Let's make sure. Caught on something. This is caught on something. Oops. Second. this guy and this guy. Pull like that. Put this back on top. I pull these here. There we go. All right. There we go. Ours is the same as theirs. Woo! Okay. Back to the screen share. I'm going to play. Open up these. Open up this. One wire down this way. Other wire around the other way. Back. Whoa, stop. Stop. Okay. So, play close up. Here. They want me to take the one on the right, run it down through here. Oops. On the left. Take the one on the left, run it down through here on the right, back behind, and then push this back down. Okay, so I did that. Now, we've got, let's go back to the screen share. They're running wires down behind the front panels, behind the front panels. They're like that, and pull them down by the wheels. Okay, I see what we're doing. All right, so, and see what they're doing. They're going to go right through that yellow hole there. So I'm going to go back to the toy close-up. I'm going to pull these wires down. They go behind. And this is going to go in this hole right here. That yellow hole. There. Come on. There you go. Grab hold. This guy down through here. Same thing. This guy. This side stays behind there. And we're going to pull right down through this yellow hole right here. There, come on. Almost there. There we go. Goes right in there. And grab that and pull it right down behind these wheels, just like that, and down into the holes like that. There we go. There we go. Boom. All right. Now, back to the screen share. And let's see what they do next. Push this down through the holes. Pull them tight, just like I did. The black ones then go through the holes on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to flip this around. Quick close up. These are the black wires. And then take the black wires and stick them down through the hole the same way. This cavity. And this is where they're going to be hiding all the wires and the connector panel and all of that. So this is going to be nice where they get this all done. Pull this down through. Here we go. Got the black wires pulled through, same as the white. Okay. Go back to the screen share. And pull all these wires through. Now it says to get dock 6. Okay, I've got the dock here. I'm just going to dump it out. And we'll see what they do. All right, let's follow what they do. They say, take the dock. You're going to snap the Lego thing onto it. All right, so go back to a toy close-up. Got the dock right there. I've got this here. It's got tons of holes in it. I'm just going to stick this to that. Snap it together. Boom, done. All right, back to screen share. Then it says, we're going to plug in stuff. It says black, black, and white, white. So in the middle, we're going to take black, black. Let me go back just a touch on the video. A touch. Let me watch this. So I see where they're putting them. Be nice if I could see. Okay. All right. So they've got a white one. Which way do they go? Like I'm missing something. When they do this, there's two sides to these little things. They're not showing. So I'm not sure which side's supposed to go up. Looks like white goes up. This. Okay. I'll switch back to the toy close up. I think, because see, these have like a dark side and a white side. From what I can tell, looks like the white side goes up. So I'm going to take the white one and put it here. Like that. All right, it's in. And then take the other white one. I think this white size go back up. Right here. Next. Right. All right, and then take the two black ones, do the same thing. Or I think the like connector part goes up. Put the connector part up. The other black one, connector part up. Part up. There. All right, there we go. Just like that. All right. Let's go back to the screen share. Right. Got that. Then they say tuck all the wires in there. Tuck, tuck, tuck. And take this with the Lego. Oh, I see. Second. Put the base on. And then bring it over and snap down. Okay. So let's go back to the toy close up. We're going to take this. We're going to lay it down like this. Something just came loose. I felt it. We're going to tuck these wires all down in here. Nice and snug. Right, you guys get down in that base. Right. Tuck them in. Tuck them in real good. All right, there we go. Got them tucked. Now we take this base plate. And we're going to stick it on there to hold all those wires down in that crevice. This is going to snap on. And this thing comes over top. And we snap it on to hold these wires in place, just like that. Boom. Done. All right, got all the wires coming out the same way they got their wires coming out. Right, there we go. Now, then what's next? That snapped on the top. There's more centered than mine. Center it. Now we'll put the legs back on. All right. The legs back on. Hold on a second. Okay. Real Ben, hello there. Can't hang out today, but just saw you guys. Have a good one. Want to stop by? Get around before Valentine's weekend with the lady. Thank you so much, Jim. Real Ben, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, holiday with your wife, with your lady, as you say. I hope that you have a happy Valentine's Day. Everyone, I hope everyone here has a happy Valentine's Day. I think we've got a problem here. A problem. Things come loose. They're not attached right. Here we go again. Here we go again. Pieces are coming off. Pieces aren't going back on. Good grief. feel like Charlie Brown. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Hold on. Where's the good golly? And now, of course, everything's come loose again. This is the worst. This is absolutely the worst. Taking apart and putting back together, not a good plan. This is just not. This is not the way. It's not. My complaint is that these things taken apart and putting back together is problematic. That I'm having trouble like putting it together, take it apart, put it back together, it falls back apart. I put it back together, it falls back apart. That's just that's no fun. I've got these pieces are coming off again. Just show you guys. Right, I'm having to put stuff back together again. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I do not enjoy putting it back together. And every time I put something on, it falls apart and I got to put it back together again. That's no good. That's no good, my friends. It's not the way to do it. Not the way. This thing here. Yeah, see. Back in here. Okay. All right. I'm supposed to be putting the walker legs back on. All right, so here we go. Walker leg. Put it on here. Another walker leg. Or let's see if I can tell a difference. Here. Walker leg for here. 3. Another walker leg for here. That's 4. All right. I got the walker legs put back on. And then it has me putting back here. I've got to hide this thing again. So let's go back to the screen share. Back this up just a touch. All right. So we take the white piece with the red cap in it, I think. Yep. And it goes right in here. All right. So go close up. We've got this one and this one, right? One's got a red piece in it, the other doesn't. So the one with the red piece goes into here where our cables are. That's going to hold the cables, right? And then we take the head here. The head. Something's coming. Somewhere I'm missing a something. When it came apart, it didn't come apart the way that theirs came apart. So now I'm like, yeah, I've got the head. Got to get put back together. I'm missing something. I'm missing something critical. Where's the part that has the yellow neck? I don't have the yellow neck. Where did it go? There's Darth Vader. There's this. Here's the part. Oh, there it is. Woo! Dadgum. All right. Ew, that was scary. All right. So now, put this back together. This came apart the last time. Now we stick the part with the yellow neck back through here. Ew, wait. There we go. Ah, better. Woo! All right, back to the screen share. We're going to then do, they stick that on. Got mine put on. Go to the back. And you raise the wings. The presents come out each side. We tuck. And then the presents go back in. All right. So I've pulled my presents out. Got to tuck the wires in here. And then you put the present back in to hold it down. Right? So I got to kind of fight this a little bit. All right. That present's holding that wire down. Excellent. And then we go to this side. And we got to get this present to hold these wires down. Oops, that present just came back out. We'll tuck him back in a second. Get this guy in first. How am I supposed to get my big fat fingers in there? It wants to come loose because my big fat fingers can't like hold it down. Okay, there we go. Oops. Again. You guys can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to get these presents to hold those down. I'm knocking stuff loose again. Yeah, everything's coming loose. Okay, there we go. Nope, present came back out. Present. Hold down the fort, guys. Hold down. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. I had to go back to the deal here. I got the presents holding that down. Presents are holding them down. Yep. Yep. I've got that done. The presents are holding both of those down. Okay. Lift up the arms. Yep. And lower the arms. Yep. We're good. Go up and then go down. Now we go to the back. Put that back on. Okay. I'm going to take this. Just a second. This down in here. Oops. Present just came out again. My toy close up. Put this back on here. I got those on. But, oh no. What was that? Something just went flying. What was it? Oh, I see. Just a second. I'll be back. Ah. Okay. All right, Peanut, come back here. Here. Sit here. Okay. Good night, Irene. This is what I mean. Like these things just keep coming apart. Like the whole assembly is coming apart again. And I'm trying to hold it together, but as I'm putting things back on, other things are falling back off. And this is not good. This is not. See? That just came off. I put that back on. And then the present came back out. I put the present back in. Right, and this is supposed to hold that down in there. Oh, I just knocked this loose again. And now present just came out again. It's just this constant battle with you put something on, something comes loose. You put something on, something else comes loose. And it's just making me mad. It's like, how am I supposed to finish this? And every time I push something in, something else falls out. And then I put it back in again. And guess what? It falls back, something else falls out. And I'm just like chasing it. Okay. So those are all back on again. And now I've got Candy Cane came off. That's not a big deal. I can put him back in. Okay. Okay, I've got the candy cane mounted again. I think the candy cane is in place where it goes. Right? Everything's working. Presents are in. Nothing's. Okay, we're good. Oh, present just came out again. Present, go back in. Okay, it's in. Those are on. That's done. Now it says to take this flux belt. Okay. And the flux belt is just your plug, right? I'm just going to take the plug now. Okay. Take the plug. Take the flux belt plug. This thing. Got a long wire. Really long wire. And this, I already know sort of what's going to happen, but let's go back to the screen share. We're down to the last 40 seconds. Flux belt. We're going to plug it in to our base. All right. So I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to turn it. Put it into the base. Up. The gun part fell loose again. And this plugs into our end. I'm trying to tell which side's the power. Because now mine's opposite theirs for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but opposite. So I need to get this plug put in to the base towards the back. That's the way they have it. Even though mine's backwards, it should still be the same. I hope. And okay. Oh, you got to be kidding me. The whole thing just came apart again. The toy close up. All right, a second. The whole top just came off again. All right, I've got it back on. Oh, something else fell off. Present came out. Of course, the present came out. And of course, this thing came off again. We're going to stick this back on. This goes back on. And that came back off. So get this on, and S comes off. Over here. That on. Lift. This to reattach. Nope, that come back off. Oh, I'm getting so mad. Okay, there's that came off. Okay. I've about had it, you guys. Like, I'm losing my patience. All patience is gone at this point. I'm just like, fine, just stay. Like, I don't care if the wires are tucked real nice at this point. It's making me so angry that I can't take it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They came loose again. All right, one more time. You tuck in here. You tuck in here. And put this on top. Nope. And now these came apart. I can't take it, you guys. My patience, my tolerance to do this is gone. I mean, gone. I can't. To the point, if it comes off again, it's just like, all right, fine, so be it. That's off. This is off. This goes back in here. This gets snapped in here. This goes back under here. You stay there. Put this back on top of here. Nope. All the way back. Way back. Okay, I've got that on there. This comes around. Stick back on here. Okay, so far so good. We got all that. Of course, that all came loose. The entire top just came off. I'm missing my little red. Where are you? All right, I'm done. I'm done. We're going to end the stream here because I can't take it anymore. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me all this time. And until next time, my friends, Merry Christmas and may the force be with you always. Bye-bye now.